Let's talk about steps to success on Brunch with Brian this morning on your home investing live stream. Let's talk about simple steps to success in the home investing business. And this is going to be our topic for Teaching Tuesdays today. Because a lot of times, it's the start of a new year. It's the time to get a renewed picture of exactly what it takes to be successful in this business. What are the steps? What are the key steps that will inevitably lead to your success in this business? So let's go over that today. We're going to go over that on Teaching Tuesdays more in depth. There's sort of categories that you will pursue, and there's a lot of sub steps. There's a lot of steps in each of these different categories to success. So it's not just, a big to-do list and I'm done and I'm making money. There's separate categories. So the first category to your success is your business setup. And this is true with any business in America, any successful business you ever want to run. There's a setup stage where you're setting the business up, signing up for your LLC, choosing your name, getting your, what we call your tech stack set up. Your tech stack consists of your Facebook page, your LinkedIn, and a few other things. So we'll go in depth on that. You're setting up your business, setting up your tech stack. Remember, setting up your business is not just an LLC. You need to get your bank account. We'll go into that. We'll go into how to get your business set up if you're not already set up. Or if you're set up wrong, we'll teach you how to get set up right with your business setup. And we'll talk about choosing your name of your business. And there might be two different names. You might have sort of a marketing name that you use, and then there may be an LLC that sounds more like a business. All right, so we'll talk about business setup. That's step one, business setup. Step two is marketing. Step two is finding the customers. So where are the customers? Where are the sellers that you got to find? Now you got really two sets of customers in this business. You got sellers, you got buyers. So first you got to find sellers and you got to buy a house. Then you're going to look for buyers. You don't have to, jump out there and start looking for buyers right away. A house is a buyer magnet, right? That a house for sale is a buyer magnet. You're going to have tons of buyers. Hey, good morning, Jennifer. Good morning, Robert. You're always here with the all caps. Good morning, getting us going. All right, so guys, I want you to be aware that you're going to pursue this business and be very successful by following these steps we're going through today. So today we're talking about, it starts off with business setup. Next step is marketing. So marketing part of that is going to be social media. The things I want everybody doing is giving out really nice business cards. So we'll talk about that a little bit, and doing some social media. And also everybody should be working with real estate agents. Okay, so those are things everybody should be doing. So if you don't have 5 or 10 realtors that you're working with now I will tell you that wasn't so true before. That, a year ago, it was harder to find realtors who will work with you on seller financing deals because everything sold very quickly. Now houses are languishing. They're not selling listings. Their sellers are getting annoyed with them because there's no showings. All of a sudden you ride in on your white horse and you make the deal happen. So realtors is going to be a component of your marketing plan. Okay. Some of your approach will be working with and developing a network of realtors. So we'll talk about marketing to make sure you have plenty of leads. That's where KPIs are very important. Key performance indicators. Who knows what a KPI is? Hey, good to see you, WL. Good to see you. So guys, I want you to follow your KPIs. And I always talk about the one is calling 10 sellers a week. So 10 sellers a week is that one KPI that will drive your business. That's so crucial. So I want you to absolutely be taking action on that. All right. So first step has been the setup. Next step is marketing. Then the third step is opening calls. You're going to start talking to sellers. And so remember, we have several opening call scripts. The main one is the FSBO opening call script. These are the best scripts in the business by far, because they have the actual script worked in with the form. And so you know exactly what to say, how to ask for mortgage information. If you see most forms, guys, does it have a little line or a couple lines that set up how to ask for mortgage information? No, there's just a box there that has first mortgage, second mortgage. How are you supposed to ask for that? Well, you ask for it. sometimes it works out best by doing something with payments. That's how you ask for it. And then you say, so do you own the house free and clear? Or do you have a mortgage on it? Okay. And that's an easy question to answer for most sellers. And they'll say, oh, I got a mortgage. And they'll say, oh, can I ask how much you owe on that? Okay. That's how you ask for mortgage information. That's how you get 90% mortgage information back. So use our scripts. Use our opening call scripts. Now, there's a couple other opening call scripts. There's the FSBO opening call script. There's the realtor opening call, listing realtor opening call script. There's also the off-market property opening call script and the landlord opening call script. So landlord, remember, you're calling houses for rent. So there's a lot of way to start generating business with outbound calling on opening calls. Okay, the next step after the opening call is closing calls. And sometimes you roll right into the closing calls. So there's three main big closing calls for the creative financing pre-funded property business. And those are seller financing. And that's the one script you got to get good at in this business, because that's sort of a catch-all script. It's 2.5 pages. If you get really good at that script, you will be good at this step of the business. And if you get good at the closing call step, that's the most important step. If you're good at that, you're going to be successful in this business. And some of that is practice, and some of that is following the best scripts. But some of that is role playing. Okay. So remember, in the videos, on the what to say videos, we've got those your turn sections that you can role play your closing calls and your objection answers with the videos. All right. So closing call is the next step. Then deal meeting. You're going to go out there, or you're going to do it virtually, and you're going to talk to them, get the paperwork signed. You're going to tour the home, even virtually, and get the paperwork signed virtually if it's a virtual deal. And that's the deal meeting is really where the rubber meets the road. That's the nitty gritty. You got to have good, solid scripts. Follow our deal meeting packet. There's a little green packet that's about, 20, 30 pages that really takes you through that deal meeting. So make sure you're following that when you're doing your deal meetings. Okay, deal meeting is the next step. Then the next step is there's going to be a final closing. And that final closing is about a week later, after you get a chance to run the title, make sure the title's clear. You'll set up a signing appointment for the seller, either with a title company or an attorney. Attorneys are better if you can find an attorney that works with you. That's going back to that business setup stage. I'll talk about finding an attorney a little bit. Okay. All right. So then the next step after the deal meeting, after the final closing, then the next step after that is getting the house ready to sell. Okay. So sometimes that's a very simple process. Sometimes there's nothing to do. Sometimes the house is already in perfect condition. So what do you have to do then? Maybe a little staging and post it on social media. So that's your prep stage. Sometimes it's very simple. Sometimes there's stuff to be done. Sometimes you have to do what we call a pretty house polish. And so I'll actually get into that too today on Teaching Tuesdays. So guys, just make sure you're on Teaching Tuesdays today because I'm going to go more in depth on each of these different steps. All right. So after you do get the house ready to sell, then you're going to post it on the market. That's getting it ready to sell includes your marketing plan, which means posting it on Zillow and other places. And then it's opening calls with buyers. So now that opening call, closing call, deal meeting stages that we did with sellers, we do with buyers. Same thing. Okay. Sometimes it's a lot easier with buyers, but because basically you can pre-screen a buyer with one question. What's the most you can put down on your beautiful new home? So once they give you the answer to that question, either they're in or out, and you're either interested in them or not at that point. All right, so you're going to go through the opening call. There's 5 questions. I'll tell you what those are today later on Teaching Tuesday. Then you do your closing call after you figure out, yes, they're in the game, and then you do your deal meeting and collect a big check. So that's where you collect a check. Now that should be about 16 days from the first day you talk to the seller, or less. Could be as little as 2 weeks where you're holding a check in your pocket from your buyer. All right. So then the next step there after you do opening call, closing call, deal meeting with the buyer is final closing. And sometimes that's if they have to go get more money, or if you want to do an attorney closing, whatever. And then you're just turning over possession. So turning over possession of the house. So I'm going to go through these steps more in depth later today, but it's not complicated, guys. If you understand, if you do each step well, you will inevitably have success. And the key steps are, hitting your KPIs, your key performance indicators. And I'm going to talk about that more in depth later. So guys, that's just a really good overview of the steps of being successful in this business. Think about where you're deficient. Think about where you need help. Is it marketing? Is it closing calls? Is it business setup? Is it finding buyers? What is the chink in your armor? What's the weak link in your chain? Okay, let's look at that today. We'll do a little bit of a analysis of that. And I have an incredible, if you got the what to say and what to do system, you have our automation and organization system, which a good thing to look at today, if you want to print something prior to the Teaching Tuesdays, the two things I would want you to print is this pre-funded property creative financing deal checklist. So there's like 36 items on there. That's very detailed step-by-step checklist of a creative financing deal. Okay, and another good thing to print would be going into your automation and organization system and find the building blocks of automation form. Okay, there's two of them. There's one really nice color one, and then there's a black and white one with open squares that you can fill out for your own business. So print both of those if you want to be totally ready for Teaching Tuesday. You don't have to, but you know, those are very helpful forms, and you should be following those forms anyway. You should be looking at those forms every day if you're not anyway. So let's print those forms. If you have our what to say and what to do system, you have those forms. You have the what to say, or you have the step-by-step checklist in your what to do manual, the step-by-step checklist for creative financing deals, pre-funded property deals. And then that's mostly what we're going to focus on today. Although we will be talking about other deals a little bit. A lot of these steps are the same: business setup, marketing. Marketing's a little different with your messaging, but we will talk about other deals beyond just creative financing deals. All right, so I want you guys to get serious, have those forms ready if you have them. Again, those are in your system, in your what to do system, in your forms folder. So remember, when you have your member code, you can just go on the website, pull up that forms folder, and all the forms you need and want are in there. Okay, or in your automation and organization system, which you got as part of the what to say and what to do system. All right, so there's so much great information we're going to cover today in Teaching Tuesday, so make sure you don't miss it, and I will love to see you then. So our affirmation for today is I follow the steps to success. Okay, I follow the steps to success. Okay, on three, 1, 2, 3. I follow the steps to success. I follow the steps to success. And always a big smile, guys. I follow the steps to success. Yes. All right. Good job. All right. Now let's do our deep breathing. Nice deep breath in. Hold it a little bit and let it out. Okay. Another deep breath in. Always a big smile. When you let it out, let all your tension go. Relax your shoulders and your neck. And do this a couple more times today. Another deep breath in. Oh, that's so good. Guys, this does so many good things for your body, oxygenates your cells, cleanses your lymph system. So do deep breathing regularly. It's very powerful and it invigorates you. Instead of grabbing a Diet Coke, you know, do a little deep breathing. That's a better choice health-wise. All right, so good to see everybody today. And I will see you back on Thursday. You know, Wednesday I'm not here, but back on Thursday morning with Brunch with Brian. Until I see you guys on Thursday, keep expecting success, taking a lot of, and getting awesome training, and make sure you're on Teaching Tuesday today. It's really going to be important. It's a good one to start off the year with, to make sure, look, it's like a business overview, and you can do a good business diagnostic and figure out what you need help on and what you need to focus on for success in this year, 2023. So 2023 and beyond. All right, let's have a great year, guys. Until I talk to you on Thursday, or until I see you on Teaching Tuesday later today, actually, keep expecting success, getting